Hello, how are you? This is Els coming from bmascraftycorner, and today I have this. This is a ladies' clutch that I picked up at the thrift store for $2, and we're going to turn this into a journal. That's what we're going to do. So I am going to get some tools out here so that we can do this, and I'll be right back and we'll walk through this, okay? Alright, so you're going to need one of these. You're going to need all of your regular tools, and you're going to need a pair of scissors to cut fabric, okay? So we're going to start by liberating this purse. So I'm going to cut as close to the seam as I can, and I can trim this up later if I need to. Okay. So I'm going to take all of this out because I don't need it. Alright, so I got that side out. I'm going to get this side out. Alrighty. Alright, so I did cut a little bit in here, but that's okay. We'll take care of that later. Alright, so now I have it open, and my next point here is going to be to measure the spine so that I can put a new spine in, and I'm going to use some pretty heavyweight chipboard. So I will be right back with some chipboard and a ruler and all that good stuff, and we will measure this and get started. Alright, I have some really heavyweight chipboard here, okay? And a ruler and a box cutter. And we are going to measure this, which is about 1.25 inches between the natural fold. So I think we'll do this about 1 inch and an eighth. Okay. And let's see. And about 6 3/4. All right. Let's do this. Get a black pen out here. All right. We are going to go about 1 inch and an eighth. Okay. All right, so I'm going to cut this off. Okay, so we have 1 1/8 inch. Let's check it. Beautiful. All right, we're going to double check this again. We want 6 3/4. All right. All right. Okay, so we're going to come in 6 3/4. That's right there. All right. So now we have our new spine. We're going to build our book, hidden binding. We're going to put it in. And this is going to be a single signature. It's just going to be a big signature. Okay? Maybe a single, maybe a double. Now we'll do one. We'll do two. Let's do two. All right. So we have 1 1/8 inch. So right there. I'm coming in 3/8 of an inch on each side. And then, let's see. I'm going to go 1 inch here. 1 inch there. And that's going to leave us 4 3/4. So there's our middle. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then from this one, right there. Here. 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 And here. So there's our holes. All right, let me draw some lines so you guys can see this. All right, we're going to call this the top, A and B. We're going to pop some holes. Now, I know that I'm drawing right on the backing. That's okay, because what I'm going to do is use the other side. You'll see. Okay, I'm going to put my stuff in on this side, all right? And I'm going to show you how in just a second. I'll be right back. All right, so what I have here is a piece of cardstock that is the same length and width as my hidden binding. And what I'm going to do is now reverse punch these. So now these holes are punched in the same order, but backwards, okay? So this is going to be in the book. This is going to be the part that's showing. This is the template that I'm going to use to punch my signatures, okay? So next up, we're going to build some signatures. So I will be right back. We'll get some signatures together, and we'll walk through this. All right. So we know that this is 6.5, and if we close this up, we want to go about 5 1/4. So we want our pages to be no longer than 10.5 and 6.5 high. So I have some stuff. And we're going to cut all of this down because we don't want it to be more than 6.5 inches tall, and we don't want it to be any more than 5 1/4 inches across. So I'm going to get out the cutter. Put this in. We're going to go to 5 1/4. So here is our back piece. I cut a couple of pieces of lace that I'm going to use to kind of hide this in the book. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue down the center here, just some Fabri-Tac, and tack that on. While we wait for the Bog of Eternal Stench. There we go. Okay. 1, 2. There we go. All right. Thread. Needle. It's a big needle. It's because I'm half blind and I need a big needle in order to see it. All right. Close that up. All right. A. Now, if you're going to stitch or sew, don't put them in yet. If you're like me and you're not going to sew, go ahead and put them in. All right, so we've all seen me stitch in a signature about 1,001 times. So I'm not going to bore you by making you watch this. I'm just going to stitch in both of these signatures and then I'll be back, okay? Okay, so we have 2 signatures sewn onto our hidden binding. Which is going to fit right there. That we are going to glue in with some Fabri-Tac. Now, because this is kind of loose, I decided I'm going to stitch this in as well. So I'm not going to have too much of a hidden binding, but I'm going to use some red thread so it doesn't stick out too much. So I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to use a couple of clamps to hold it in place while it dries. And then I'm going to come back, we're going to poke some new holes right through the center here, and we're going to stitch this in, okay? So I'm going to let this dry, and I will be back. I was thinking about it, and I decided that what I was going to do was use some red silk thread so that it's not like in your face that it's been sewn there. So let me get this to the center. So this is the template that I used originally to put in the signatures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the middle. And we are going to poke some holes. Now this might be a little bit hard because you're going through the original piece of chipboard that's in there. The chipboard you put in, the glue, more glue, lace. You get the idea? Okay, so now I have some of my red silk thread. We're going to sew through. And then I'm going to put a clamp on that to hold it. And then we're just going to stitch this in just like we would a signature. Okay. All right, that's the last one. Now it's going to be a little bit more difficult than normal here, because we have to kind of, there we go. We have to get under that thread. All right. Here it is, all done. Well, mostly done. So I just decided that since this is going to be for me, you know, I want to be able to actually write in it. And so I just did very minimal decorations. I didn't put any pockets or tags or anything in this one. I will as I go, but that's kind of the way I do mine. I kind of, you know, I put what I want to put in it when I want to put it in, kind of thing. But I did add a few tabs, and I did very minor decorations using just some florals. And I put those throughout. And I did use a sticker set that I liked. So I added those as well, just to give it a little, you know, little dimension here and there. So I've got that all put in there. And then, you know, I have my piece that I'm going to put beads on to make my bookmark. And I took the big sticker that came in the sticker set, and I just set it up here, because I'm going to be putting a pad here, and this is going to be the top piece of the pad. So I just wanted to put it in there as a placeholder at this point, because I'm not quite ready to put the pad in yet. There's still a few things I want to do to that. So when I get it in, if you ask nice, I may show you. All right. So that's all I have for you on this one, guys. It's a little journal made out of a purse, out of a clutch purse. That's it. That's all there is to it. If you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that red button for me and subscribe, like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends. Then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends. And before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 11, 12, and 1 across the country. I drop videos on Mondays and Wednesdays. And starting in January of 2022, I will be going live on Saturday evenings following the release of my free series on how to build a journal. We're going to start with a little golden book. We're moving into upcycling an existing book cover, and then of course building our very own cover and everything from the foundation up. So if you would like to join us, we'd really appreciate that. Until the next time, stay safe. Bye-bye.